My name is Mike Gonzalez. I've been with Symmetry for 11 years um, on the infrastructure side. Do all kinds of things, teach classes, do support, just kind of all sorts of different services that we do. There are a few on the screen right there. That picture is 11 years old. Um, I graduated from Rutgers University with degree in civil engineering. Got my EIT in New Jersey. Um, been a Bluebeam certified professional for quite some time. So also Civil 3D every few years I re-up that certification. So um, try to keep up to date with all that. So today what we're going to go over is some of the effective collaboration tools that Bluebeam provides that help us be more efficient with our large scale construction projects. Okay. So first off, we're going to talk about what is effective collaboration. Um, what what tools does Bluebeam provide to help facilitate that? And then how can we utilize Bluebeam to reduce rework, which is always a frustrating aspect of any collaborative project. And then also we're going to go over some case studies, some teams that have utilized Bluebeam and had really good experiences, right? So yeah, if anyone has any questions, um, add it to the Q&A box and we'll get into it at the end. All right, so let's get into effective collaboration, right? So effective collaboration paired with robust information management is key to keeping projects within scope and budget, right? So a couple points to consider are data standards, right? So having effective data standards and agreed workflows are the linchpin of a successful project. If you can answer these three questions, you will have an effective, repeatable process that will benefit all stakeholders, right? And those questions are, how is information stored and shared? How will teams work together and report on progress? And how is success measured against defined KPIs? The the next topic we're going to discuss here in terms of effective workflows is accessibilities. Okay, so removing hurdles is the key to streamlining processes, and providing a through line to a single source of truth keeps projects on track and accountable. Some of the hurdles that can be removed are those that keep stakeholders from jumping right in, right into a project. For example, open file formats allow a variety of software solutions, increasing workflow flexibility and ease of introducing partners to the project. Software accessibility is key for allowing stakeholders the ability to access information without having to request it, which avoids productivity gaps. Being able to capture the current state of a project via mobile devices is the quickest way to initiate action items. And utilizing cloud-based systems negates the need for everyone to be tied to the same office. VPNs tend to be slow and require coordination to ensure that outside team members have access. So removing those hurdles clears the way for work to happen quickly and efficiently. Bluebeam provides tools that can remove accessibility hurdles. So here we're going to talk about Bluebeam Studio. Okay. So cloud-based studio sessions are collaborative environments where users can review up to 500 individual PDF documents simultaneously, maintaining a single source of truth and accountability as all markups are tracked and locked from being manipulated by other users. Studio Projects is another cloud-based solution that works on a check-in, check-out basis that can host all types of files, ideal for smaller scale projects that don't require high-end modeling software. Bluebeam Studio Projects are also available via a web browser. Uh, Bluebeam Studio products are also available via a web browser, further removing a barrier from participation for those that may not have the product installed or for those on a mobile device. For large-scale projects, studio sessions are available via integrations with other cloud-based solutions like Box, Ignite, ACC, right, which allows projects to live in other cloud environments and still enjoy the collaborative tools provided by Bluebeam. So a big time waster in any project is redoing things simply due to inefficient processes or poor communication. One of the keys to reducing rework is the ability to utilize templates and pre-configuring tools so that each end user doesn't have to tinker to produce the desired result. Right? So in Bluebeam, this comes to profiles and tool sets. Okay. Utilizing profiles and tool sets allows project teams to purpose build their measurements and markups for specific tasks. This keeps users on track, keeping deliverables consistent and organized. Okay? You can standardize the look and the properties of the markups. They're shareable for all users and reusable for multiple projects. Additionally, you can utilize custom properties on the markups and measurement tools, and that allows for more specificity when generating markup summary reports, allowing teams to automate the assignment of responsibilities, statuses, generate bids and takeoffs with precision. Customization opens up a myriad of possibilities, making an already formidable application even more powerful, right? So you can power up the markups list, assign responsibilities, to automate automate a bunch of calculations with formulas, and you can punch up your punch-ups list. Okay. Um, I'll just kind of quickly show you in software if that's okay. Um, and let me open up Bluebeam Review real quickly, just kind of show you um, just some of the neat things that you can do, right? So you can just kind of um, coordinate different profiles that are going to have different things available to them, right? So, and it's very easy to switch. So I can switch to a takeoffs profile, okay? And that profile will have different tool sets assigned to it, right? And these different tool sets can provide all sorts of different um, custom properties within them. You can actually even create a legend that pertains only to the specific page of all the tools used by that tool set. You can have them organized in particular ways that show different subjects, organize them by spaces, by labels in a variety of different ways. Profiles also allow you to preset which tool sets are displayed, right? So that which tools are available for the team to be using, as well as what stamps are going to be available, right? So if I switched profiles, I could also switch which stamps are going to be part of it, right? So you might have different tools for different projects, but if you're switching between projects, it's very easy to switch back and forth between all your pre-configured tools and profiles, right? You can even send those out very easily. Profiles, you can export them, import, export them, right, as a BPX file, or just individually the tool sets. You can export them as BTX files, right? And just import them, and you'll have all those tools available at your fingertips. It's quite handy. So lots of powerful things you can do, especially with sorting and filtering your markups list to produce the summary reports that you desire. Okay, so let's look at a couple of case studies of some couple organizations that have had great success utilizing Bluebeam. Okay, so ClearTech Engineered Solutions is a Dublin-based specialist engineering consultancy that offers structural engineering and post-tensioning solutions for bridges, buildings, roads, and other civil structural engineering projects. Here, CEO Fergal Cleary explains how they use Bluebeam to help them deliver infrastructure projects more efficiently. Okay, so he was asked, why is cloud-based working and software that supports collaboration so essential on major infrastructure projects? And his response was, collaboration and coordination is by far the greatest challenge in any project. By having a cloud-based 24-hour worldwide access system, it helps the many different disciplines that are involved in projects to work together effectively. That said, with the level of data and information that is now available on a project, it can, in fact, create a headache, especially if coordination of all disciplines is required before the design is set to begin. We have found that BIM coordination and project management has become a more important role in ensuring the success of the project. The right tools are crucial. He was then asked, Where do things go wrong when implementing new technology on projects, including software? Responding, in general, our experience has been positive when implementing new technology. At ClearTech, we have always embraced new technologies and methodologies to enhance the speed, accuracy, and efficiency of our projects. Bluebeam has been key to this journey. It is, however, sometimes challenging to implement change where there may be resistance or where additional training is required, which can cause delays. It can also be challenging to ensure efficient dissemination throughout the team and coordination with the QA/QC system. There is also, of course, a risk of garbage in, garbage out, or as mentioned above, the risk of having just too much information. However, with good training and good management, these risks can be reduced and controlled, and overall, we have found that these benefits greatly outweigh the risks. So last question for ClearTech was, in your view, where would you rate the industry on its digitalization journey? He responded, I think the industry can be slow to change, and this has been the problem over a long number of years. However, now the industry has had to embrace digital transformation. Every industry is being impacted by Moore's law, and the construction industry is no different. We are also faced with the additional challenge of achieving net zero. This is being helped and amplified by the digitization of the industry. As construction professionals, we need to embrace that and accept the challenge. As we say in ClearTech, we need to choose to compete. Innovation and digitization is our chosen way forward. That is a tough one. All right. So the second case study that I'm going to go over here is AECOM. Okay. AECOM is a global infrastructure and engineering consultancy with over 51,000 staff members. It works on some of the world's most complex projects. Here, Chelsea Burkett, design and quality manager at AECOM, describes how Bluebeam helped streamline communication and reduce risk on a school's program involving 400 contributors and 100,000 design comments. Okay. So the question was, how did Bluebeam help with collaboration? Her response was to be able to help pull up a Bluebeam studio session in a meeting with the owner and search through various statuses that needed their input and provide responses, and then formally close out comments in real time was truly incredible. We were working on multiple sites with every project having its own requirements, so there was a lot of information to deal with. We wanted to make sure our design review process facilitated collaboration with ease across multiple stakeholders. We wanted to create clear standards across all project teams, ensure consistency, and keep design teams accountable. That the commitments they made to the comments left in the technical review process were truly implemented in future design deliverables. And we wanted to capture comments across the lifespan of a project. She continued. Sometimes the deliverable would have thousands of comments in it. We created customized tool chests that had markup tools within it that all had customized subjects. The other level of customization that we did to meet our goals was customized statuses within the markup tables. We really wanted to understand comments are left, responses are given. Now what? Are the comments going to be incorporated? Are there meetings that need to be needed to resolve this issue? Bluebeam was an incredible tool. It's a great space for everybody involved to make their comments and give their thoughts. So in short, she was basically saying being able to utilize the custom properties of the markups was able to bucketize all the different comments and be able to make them be easier to act upon. All right. So um, with that said, I'm going to leave that up to, let's go through the Q&A. If anyone had any questions, be happy to answer them. Case study talked about the utilizing subjects and in the tool chest, right? And what that does is allows you to actually utilize the markups list filtering. So everything that gets created in Bluebeam, um, uh, every markup gets placed in the markups list. And so one of the things that is imperative in understanding that is that it's largely about how you want to filter through things. So you can filter your markups list and then you can sort your markups list, right? So by presetting your tool chest to have um, to have preset subjects, it's already setting up a way for you to effectively um, filter through all of your different markups, right? So right now I'm sorting through by author. Now I can sort through subject. And actually one of the interesting things is if you're doing measurements, how you sort is actually going to determine how things get tallied up. So you can really mix and match utilizing filters and sorts with your custom properties, right? So you can even include custom properties like we mentioned before, um, responsibility, assignment, right? What action items are to be taken, right? So then you can actually get a more formal filtering list sorted out, and you can just kind of spit out a quick summary report of those markups that you've filtered and sorted, just for immediate, like, okay, well, let me send these to Andy, let me send these to Louise, right? So, um, yeah, so you can start with the out of the box demo, and so the out of the box profile, right? So we have a the review profile, okay? And what that's going to entail is basically it's basically your user interface. So if you had some toolbars that you wanted to pin up, you didn't want to show all of your different panels, right? So you can hide, let's say we're going to hide the JavaScript and um, maybe we're not going to work with sets this time, right? So I'm going to hide that, right? So you can hide the things that you don't want, right? You can go back in and save that profile. Another thing that comes with the profiles is your templates, right? So, you know, you have email templates that, when you want to email out a PDF, you can specify what the email is going to look like. You can also have templates, right? So where you have like your templates folder, so you can start from a PDF, right? So this is automatically just starting from a blank invoice, right? So you can start your PDFs from these templates. So that's one of the things as well. But one of the bigger things, right, is the stamps folder, right? So that is actually baked into your profile. So you can change your stamps folder, maybe put it on a network location, and all of the stamps that are in that folder will be available to anyone that's using that profile, right? So you can bake that into your profile. And so it'd be like, okay, use these stamps, use these particular tool sets, right? Because you can actually, the tool sets are tied to profiles as well. You can also tie custom properties to your profiles, right? So if I go into my markups list and I go to columns and go to manage columns, right? Because what the columns are different properties that could be assigned to your markups. So my custom columns, right? You can see here, I can actually save these to my profile. So any custom property that I've created, I could save it to my profile, and that profile, whenever I create a new PDF, will automatically have those custom columns available in any new PDF that I create with that new profile. So if I save the profile, okay, right, um, right, and then you can save the profile here. You go to manage profiles, you can actually export the profile, right? And if you choose to include dependencies, that would be the tool chest, and you can just spit that out, right? So you can export it, put it wherever you want, maybe put it again on a network location, have other people import it, and they're ready to work with those customized markup tools and measurement tools. Um, and so that would standardize um, the look, what properties, what fields will be available in your markups list, how you want to filter and create your reports, right? So that's kind of the basic idea behind how the profiles work. Studio is actually, it's phenomenal. I use it constantly, and if you're looking for accountability and a single source of truth in terms of instead of having to send back a file, right, or um, have a file on like on a network location that multiple people can open up and do things with. One of the great things about it is that it locks the state of the PDF itself, right? So when you upload um, a document to a Bluebeam Studio session, right, that version of it is in the cloud. So it's only accessible that way. And that way, you can no user while in the studio session can manipulate the PDF content of the PDFs that are in there, meaning that you can't like edit the background text, you can't delete areas out, right? And you also cannot manipulate other users' markups so that everyone is held accountable. Everything is set. You can put like an end date, and so everything. So that is the single source, but like everyone's working on it at the exact same time, which is kind of key. So that is kind of it's a beautiful thing, I think. But if you get the opportunity, I do recommend Bluebeam Studio sessions. They are fantastic. There you go. You can follow us on LinkedIn or visit our website, symmetry.us.